Now open. Question number 1 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 19 verse 8 states in lightning what?
Yellow, 1.
That is correct. Question number 2 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. Quote Psalms chapter 18 verse 32.
Red, 1.
It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect.
Time.
That is correct. You know what? I had some quizzers who did just what you did. They waited to the last second and then spit it out. And about the time they got the last word, it would say ton. And it drives a coach crazy. Because it's like, I know he knows this verse. Come on, come on. Good job. Question number 3 is worth 10 points. Question. According to Psalms chapter 5, verse 3, what shall thou hear in the morning?
Yellow, 1.
That's correct. Question number 4 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 5, verse 8 says, because of whom?
Red, 3.
Mine enemies.
Time.
That is correct. You guys make sure, some of those words are hard to tell apart. Like in this case, it's my versus mine. Make sure you enunciate that in. Or in the case where we have, like, I don't know, girded versus girdeth. And if you make sure you enunciate those endings, again, it helps make the judges and the quizmaster's job easier once they yep, they know their verse. So, enunciation. It's a big fancy word for saying loud and clear. All right, question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 9, verse 7 says converting what?
Red, 1.
Interruption.
Comforting what? Comforting the soul.
Time.
All right, question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 9, verse 7 says converting what?
Red, 1.
Interruption.
Comforting what? Comforting the soul.
So, replacement question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 18, verse 34 refers to a bow of what?
Yellow, 1.
That is correct. Question number 6 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 19, verse 2 says, night unto night showeth what?
Red, 3.
Out of speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge.
That is incorrect. Question number 7 is worth 20 points. Question. When does Psalms chapter 18, verse 44 say, they shall obey me?
Red, 1.
The strangers shall fade away and be afraid of their close places.
That is incorrect.
I know.
Timeout. We're at 60 seconds.
Time.
Time has been called. Just a reminder, captains and coaches are the only ones allowed to call the timeout. Okay? And I usually recommend that the coach say whether the captain can call it or not. That's up to your coach. Question number 8 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Psalms chapter 5, verse 4 states, neither shall what dwell where?
Red, 3.
Neither shall evil dwell in thee.
That is incorrect.
Time.
Question number 9 is a quotation completion question worth 20 points. Question. The Lord liveth and blessed.
Red, 1.
And let the God of my salvation be exalted.
That is incorrect. Question number 10 is worth 20 points. Question. Psalms chapter 8, verse 2 says that thou mightest still whom?
Yellow, 1.
Correct. Question number.
Timeout, please.
Timeout yellow, 60 seconds. I'm going to call. Coaches ready? Coaches ready again? Okay. All right. Question number 11 is worth 20 points. Question: locate this verse. The fowl of the air and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the seas.
Red, 1.
Psalm 8.
That is correct. Question number 12 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question: according to Psalms chapter 8, verse 6, thou madest him to have what over what?
Red, 1.
Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands, thou to put all things under his feet.
That is correct. Question number 13 is a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question: quote Psalms chapter 3, verses 1 and 2.
Yellow, 1.
For how they increase that trouble me, many are they that rise up against me. And neither be which saves my soul, and no help for him in God, Selah.
Okay,
Time.
we have to void and replace that due to Brother Scarlett not hitting the start on the recorder. All right, replacement question number 13 is a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question: quote verses 3 and 4 of Psalms chapter 8.
Time.
Question number 14 is a three-part question worth 30 points. Question: Psalms chapter 3, verse 4 says, I cried unto whom with what, and he heard me out of what?
Red, 1.
I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill.
That is correct. Question number 15 is worth 30 points. Question: locate this verse. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee.
Red, 1.
Psalms 5:11.
That is correct. We have a numerical winner, and this quiz is closed. Because you're after every one more. It becomes, are we going to have this one quiz or two quizzes? Just one? That's what we'll find out. That's okay. The kids that are sitting there always only want one. And the ones that are sitting there say, nope, there's going to be two. You got one, two quizzes, right? Yeah. I'm the two of us. All right, coaches ready? Oh, yeah. Coaches ready? This quiz is now open. Question number 1 is worth 10 points. Question, locate this verse. He maketh my feet like hinds.
Red, 2.
Interruption.
He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon the high places.
That is incorrect. This interrupted question will be reread for the yellow team without interruption. It is worth 10 points. Question, locate this verse. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high. Sorry, reread again for yellow only. It is worth 10 points. Question, locate this verse. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places.
Yellow, 3.
Psalms chapter 18, verse 32.
That is correct. Question number 2 is worth 10 points. Question, Psalms chapter 25, verse 7 mentions the sins of what?
Red, 1.
My youth.
That is correct. Question number 3 is worth 10 points. Question, Psalms chapter 18, verse 35 speaks of what hand?
Red, 2.
The right hand.
That is correct. Please use your mic. Question number 4 is worth 10 points. Question, Psalms chapter 19, verse 12 says understand what?
Red, 1.
His errors.
That is correct. Question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question, what, according to Psalms chapter 24, let's go do it again. Here, please. All right, replacement question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question, Psalms chapter 18, verse 30 mentions the word of whom?
Red, 1.
The Lord.
That is correct. Question number 6 is worth 10 points. Question, the fool, according to Psalms chapter 14, verse 1, hath said what?
Yellow, 3.
Interruption.
Sorry, that's Brother Scarber's mess up again.
The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
You were correct, Oliver. I messed the question up, so we've got to throw it out and redo it. Sorry. That's why I said as soon as I realized what I did. Some days, brother, I want to, because unfortunately sometimes it just continues to roll down the hill. That's 2 in a row. That's 2 strikes. So the 3rd strike I'm out, right? Somebody else has got to finish this quiz for me. All right. Replacement question number 6 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 25, verse 5 says, I wait when?
Yellow, 3.
All today.
That is correct. Timeout red, 60 seconds.
Time.
Time has been called. Question number 7 is worth 20 points. Question. Fish. Locate the only verse of study that contains this word.
Yellow, 3.
Psalms chapter 8, verse 8.
That is correct. Question number 8 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. According to Psalms chapter 19, verse 1, what declared what?
Red, 1.
The heavens declare the glory of God.
That is correct. Question number 9 is worth 20 points. Question. Locate this verse. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not.
Yellow, 3.
Psalms chapter 18, verse 41.
That is correct. Question number 10 is worth 20 points. Question. According to Psalms chapter 18, verse 39, thou hast done what?
Red, 1.
Abominable works.
That's incorrect. Question number 11 is worth 20 points. Question. Locate this verse. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great.
Red, 1.
Interruption.
Reward. Psalms 19:11.
That is correct. Question number 12 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Psalms chapter 25, verse 15 says he shall pluck what?
Red, 1.
Interruption.
He shall pluck out of what? My feet out of the net.
That is correct. Sorry, you can't answer any more questions. You answered to me correctly. Good job. All right. Yes, ma'am. All right, question number 13 is a four-part question worth 30 points. Question. Psalms chapter 8, verse 1 states how excellent is what, in what, who has set what, above what.
Yellow, 3.
How excellent is thy name in all the earth, who has set thy glory above the heavens.
That's correct. Question number 14 is a quotation question worth 30 points. Question. Quote Psalms chapter 27, verse 6.
Red, 2.
And now shall my head be lifted up upon mine enemies round about me, and if offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy, I will sing praises unto thy name.
Time.
That is incorrect. Question number 15 is a two-part cross-reference question worth 30 points. Question. Psalms chapter 5, verse 7 says worship toward what?
Red 2,
Interruption.
Worship toward what? To what? Of what? As for whom? Come to what? Of what? I'm coming to.
Time.
That is incorrect. This interrupted question will be reread without interruption for the benefit of the yellow team. It is a two-part cross-reference question worth 30 points. Question. Psalms chapter 5, verse 7 says worship toward what? And Psalms chapter 27, verse 4 says inquire in what?
yellow 3,
Worship toward thy holy temple, and to inquire in his temple.
That is correct. And you can't answer anymore. No, you gotta stay up here. You answered too many right. You can't answer anymore this quiz. We have a numerical winner and this quiz is closed. Give it a hand. So we've got Salina and Topeka. Last quiz. Buzzer check.
red 1,
Interruption.
Buzzer check.
yellow 1,
Interruption.
Good to go. Coach,
red,
Coach is ready? Judge is ready? All right, this quiz is now open. Question number 1 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalm chapter 23, verse 6 says, what shall follow me?
red 3,
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me.
That is correct. Question number 2 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 19, verse 13 refers to what transgression?
yellow 2,
Time.
That is incorrect. Question number 3 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 3, verse 4 mentions his holy what?
red 3,
Hill,
That is correct. Question number 4 is worth 10 points. Question. According to Psalms chapter 18, verse 34, he teacheth what to war?
red 2,
He teacheth my hands to war.
That is correct. Timeout yellow, 60 seconds. Check. Time has been called. Question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question. Psalms chapter 18, verse 30 says he is what?
Yellow 2,
He's a buckler to all those who put his trust in him.
Time.
That is incorrect. Question number 6 is worth 10 points. Question. Locate this verse. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths.
Time.
Question number 7 is worth 20 points. Question. According to Psalms chapter 19, verse 9, what are true and righteous altogether?
yellow 1,
The commandments of the Lord. The statutes of the Lord.
That is incorrect. Question number 8 is a 2-part question worth 20 points. Question. Psalms chapter 8, verse 4 asks, what is man that thou art what?
yellow 1,
Interruption.
And the what of man that thou visitest him? What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him?
That is incorrect. The interrupted question will be reread for the red team without interruption. It is a 2-part question worth 20 points. Question. Psalms chapter 8, verse 4 asks, what is man that thou art what, and the son of man that thou doest what?
red 2,
What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him?
That is correct. Question number 9 is worth 20 points. Question. Locate this verse. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man.
yellow 1,
Psalms 5:5.
That is incorrect. Question number 10 is a 2-part question worth 20 points. Question. According to Psalms chapter 14, verse 1, they are what? They have done what?
Time.
Buzzer system error. So we're going to press that one. You want to do it to make sure the buzzer system's working okay? You want to do a buzzer check?
yellow 1,
Interruption.
Red one? Okay. Okay. All right, replacement question number 10 is worth 20 points. Question. The foolish. Locate the only verse of study that contains this phrase.
Yellow, 2.
Psalms 5, 5.
That's correct. You should not, please.
Psalms 5, 5.
Question number 11 is a quotation completion question worth 20 points. Question. Lead me, O Lord.
Yellow, 2.
Lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness, because mine enemies make thy way straight before my face.
Time.
You can breathe, but don't talk. Sorry, after much deliberation, that is correct. Time out, 60 seconds. We're about to lose time.
Time.
Time has been called. All right, question number 12 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Psalms chapter 5, verse 1 says, "Give ear to what, O Lord? Consider what?"
Red, 3.
Give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my meditation.
That is correct. Question number 13 is a four-part question worth 30 points. Question. Psalms chapter 19, verse 5 states, "Which is as who coming out of what, and rejoiceth as who to run
Yellow, 1.
Which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoicing to run a race.
Time.
That is incorrect. Question number 14 is a quotation question worth 30 points. Question. Crowned. Quote the only verse of study that contains this word.
Red, 3.
Thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor.
That is incorrect. Question number 15 is a two-part cross-reference question worth 30 points. Question: be afraid. How many verses of study contain this phrase, and what are they?
Time.
We have a numerical winner. This quiz is closed. Score of 40 points per quiz is Marco. Never mind, wrong division.
Wrong division.
Never mind, scratch that, reverse it. Second place with a score of 30 for the beginner division is Josiah. And our high scorer with a average score of 65 points a quiz is Jude.
So stand up so we're not behind Jude's head. Wait.
Oh.
Up here.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Good job, y'all.
That one's yours. Smile real big. Let me see your gap. All right. Get in there, Josiah. Yeah. Come on, gap brothers. Come on, gap brothers.
Okay, that's
All right. Good job. All right. Good job.
Score of 40 points per quiz is Marco. And our high scorer with an average of 63.75 points per quiz is Jeremiah.